Hey guys, another relationships fundamentals video today. I'm going to be talking about needs. What the hell are needs? We often hear a partner say, "You don't understand me," or "You don't understand," which basically means you don't understand my needs. Or you can picture a bloke down the pub with his mates complaining to his mates, "She doesn't understand me." Or what isn't being understood? Well, often what's not being understood is needs. But what is needs? I believe needs is an old-fashioned word. I think it's actually what's called a dead metaphor in linguistics. It's a word which seems to have lost its meaning, but it's used over and over and over again without really being understood. It's like an old-fashioned word that we use over and over again. I believe, to give you some, I think it might be easier if we give some context. I think needs are things which need to happen in order for us to feel happier, safer, if you will, more comfortable. So for example, if I said to my partner, I would like you to give me a call if you're going to be late home from work, it just helps me. If my partner did that, it just helps me feel a bit safer in the relationship. It helps me feel that my partner has got my back, and also I can have their back. These things just help us feel that we can trust the relationship. Trust, to me, is the likelihood that our partner's got our back, really. So needs are things which need to happen in order for us to feel safer, happier. Another one could be really cool if you can give us a kiss in the morning before you go to work. You don't have to buy me presents to make me feel safe, happier. But it'd be nice to get a hug off you, or the occasional love note, or because these are things that help me to feel safer. Often are the ways, or we prefer the preferences we have around someone having our back, how we like to have how got a bit tongue-tied there. We prefer our partners to have our back in certain ways, and I suppose these are our needs as well. So what needs to happen for us to feel safer? So we prefer these preferences around what we want our partner to do to help us feel safe are essentially our needs in the relationship. And these needs, these preferences, how we like to be supported, how we prefer to be supported, often come from earlier experiences, like in childhood. To give you a simple example, if on a Friday night, if I like to sit with my dad when I was a kid watching a movie or comedies, and that experience would basically be fused with the idea of being loved, watching the movie and sitting there with your dad and maybe having some cake or whatever, and that whole experience gets fused, associated with bonding. So later on in adulthood, it wouldn't be surprising if I wanted my partner to sit with me on a Friday night and watch a movie and have a bit of cake, because the whole experience is sort of associated with love. And I could say, this is one of my needs, and I would like my partner to understand why that's important to me. I'm not saying that every Friday night that should happen. This is important. I shouldn't expect my partner to fulfill my needs all the time, and I can't expect them to fill all of my needs, all of the preferences I have for feeling safe. That would be unfair. I'm going to bring a lot of baggage in from my previous relationships, from my childhood, my teenagehood, from my early adulthood. I'm going to bring in a lot of experiences which have made me feel unsafe. I can't expect my partner to completely wash all them away by fulfilling all of my needs. That'd be crazy. But I have certain preferences around how I like to be supported sometimes, and these, I would say, are my needs, the things which I like to happen in order for me to feel safe. I did say before things which have to happen. Well, I suppose you could say things which I like to happen, things which I prefer to happen. The other day, to give you a real life example, the other day I was buying a Roman helmet from a sort of magic antique shop. It was pretty cool in there actually. Lots of like old medieval stuff. And my beautiful girlfriend Renee asked me why I wanted to buy this Roman helmet, and I said, well, it's really it represents something to me. I got a feeling inside of me. And she said, well, what's that about? And I said, well, one of my favourite places when I was a little boy was Chester in England, which is like a Roman city, and it's absolutely beautiful. And I'd spend a lot of summers there. I'd go there with my sister and my family, and we'd have a wonderful time. So Chester became associated, the memories of Chester became associated with love and happiness. And I'm here in Australia now, and when I saw this Roman helmet, I just, I felt the feelings come rushing back of the love and happiness, and that's what the Roman helmet because the Roman helmet reminded me of Chester. Another example was I also wanted to buy a statue of King Arthur, and my girlfriend said, well, why do you want that? And I said, well, it's because it reminds me of times when I was with my dad, and it's important because you used to tell me stories about King Arthur and Knights of the Round Table. So she understands now that's why that's important to me. So certain things which we like to happen, like I wanted to buy that, and I did, and she understands why that's important to me. So I suppose understanding why things are important essentially what you're doing then is understanding a person's needs. You're understanding why they like to have certain things happen to make them feel safe. So I would say in a relationship it's really good to sit down and ask somebody, ask your partner, what are your primary needs? What are your priority needs? Maybe I can help you with some of them, but I would certainly like to understand them. Okay, and I can't help with all of them, but I would like to be mindful of why certain things are important to you. Needs, the things we like to happen in order for us to feel safe. Okay guys, thank you very much for that, and I'll speak to you soon.